The room is a sea of silence. But the teacher already knows who's lost. Students shuffle into their seats, some furtively avoiding eye contact, others boldly meeting the teacher's gaze. You can almost hear the silent decisions being made. The teacher scans the room with a practiced eye. Not a single word has been spoken. Yet information flows like a whispered conversation. The subtle shift of a student slouching in their chair speaks volumes. Another, leaning forward, pen poised, exudes curiosity. This isn't random. Each gesture, each glance is a clue. A student's eyes flicker to their notebook, then back up. Yet there's no genuine comprehension, just an act of mimicry. They nod along, hoping to blend into the chorus of understanding. Meanwhile, a quiet murmur of pages turning and chairs adjusting fills the space, a symphony of anticipation. The teacher's gaze dances across the room, selective focus honing in on small tells. A slight delay in reaction, an over-enthusiastic nod, a glance downward to avoid notice, each a puzzle piece falling into place. It's a rapid, almost subconscious calibration. What's happening here is an instant cognitive scan, a read of the room that's more instinct than analysis. The teacher isn't thinking in steps, they're feeling the room's pulse. Engaged students sit upright, their attention sharp and focused. Others, restless, tap their feet or doodle absent-mindedly. You can sense the teacher's understanding deepening, their mental map of the classroom taking shape without a single lesson begun. It's a skill honed through years of experience, a quiet mastery of human behavior. In this moment, they're not teaching yet. They're reading. The class begins with a ripple of energy, heads nodding in unison, pens poised to capture wisdom. But soon, the invisible ballet of attention begins. Watch closely. The confident student at the front, who seemed so eager, now stares blankly at the board. A subtle crease forming on their brow, a micro-shift in posture, leaning back as if to distance themselves from confusion. They're still here, physically, but mentally. They've begun their quiet retreat, and if you stay with that moment just a little longer, it starts to feel less like a coincidence and more like a pattern quietly revealing itself. Small signals stacking on top of each other, a delayed reaction here, a forced nod there. Nothing dramatic on its own, but together they form a clear shift beneath the surface. What's happening here is cognitive load. As the lesson unfolds, information flows in waves. For some, it crashes like a rhythmic tide, each idea seamlessly integrating with the next. But for others, the tide pulls back too quickly, leaving them stranded on a shore of half-formed thoughts. There's the student who writes feverishly, every word transcribed with urgency. But the delay between spoken word and pen's movement tells a different story. They're capturing echoes, not understanding. It's a classic sign, note-taking as a form of participation, rather than comprehension. Then there's the subtle glance. Eyes dart towards classmates, seeking confirmation or silently pleading for a shared moment of clarity. A silent pact among the confused, hoping that someone else might catch what slipped past them like sand through fingers. This is how teachers track the unspoken, the quick reaction to a question, the immediate hand raised versus the hesitant pause. It's a dance of confidence and doubt. The teacher notes the ones who respond with enthusiasm, and those who shift uncomfortably, their gaze lowering to avoid eye contact. They know who's engaged and who's merely enduring. And there are the small, telling signs of mental drift. The student whose notes become sporadic, the pen now a prop rather than a tool, the slight stiffening of shoulders, a manifestation of invisible frustration. These are the moments when time stretches, each second a reminder of what they're not grasping. Some students wear their struggle openly, a furrowed brow or a sigh that escapes despite their best efforts to contain it. Others are more discreet, their engagement a facade, waiting for the bell to release them. But the teacher sees it all. What's happening here is a practiced recognition of patterns. They've learned to read the room like a seasoned conductor, attuned to every discordant note. The gap between understanding and pretending grows more visible with each passing minute. Some students remain engaged, eyes alight with discovery. Others, already lost, drift further with each new concept introduced. The teacher doesn't need to guess who is who. They know exactly who's with them and who's quietly fading into the background. The teacher's gaze sweeps the room, pausing on a student who nods along with the rhythm of the lecture. This isn't about the lesson anymore. It's a ballet of pretense, played out in every classroom worldwide. The nodding doesn't quite match the cadence of understanding. It's an echo of what's expected, not what's absorbed. Attention flickers like a candle on a breezy day. The mind drifts while the body remains anchored, eyes fixed forward. It's a practiced art, appearing engaged while mentally wandering elsewhere, a quiet retreat into the shadows of thought, hoping to remain unnoticed. The teacher, adept at reading the unsaid, senses the discord. The student's eyes glaze over, yet their posture remains attentive. This isn't random. It's a delicate dance of maintaining the illusion of comprehension. The more they try to look like they understand, the more it shows they don't. This isn't about academic failure. It's about the human instinct to mask uncertainty, like nodding in a conversation we've lost track of, or smiling through confusion during a presentation. We all become actors in these silent plays, each trying to dodge exposure. The moment of quiet surrender is almost imperceptible, a slight slump in the shoulders, the gaze dropping momentarily. It's the body acknowledging what the mind has already accepted. The lesson becomes background noise, replaced by the internal dialogue of doubt. What's happening here isn't about education. It's about reading what others miss, the subtle cues, the micro-behaviors that paint a clearer picture than words ever could. A story unfolds in silence, revealing truths hidden beneath the surface. The teacher's eyes linger on the struggling student, offering a lifeline of understanding. But the disconnect has already taken root. It's a scene replayed in countless settings: the meeting room, the dinner table, the social gathering, where we pretend to keep up, fearing the vulnerability of admitting we're lost. The classroom is just one stage. Outside these walls, we continue our performances, navigating the complex choreography of human interaction, each nod, each smile, a step in the dance of appearing to belong. As the lesson edges toward its end, the room settles into a quiet hum. The moment of realization hovers gently, not fully resolved. A reminder that beneath practiced exteriors, we're all just trying to find our way through the unspoken.